Drake. I'm like, fuck a bill, Jack. Guaranteed to get the money regardless of any current predicament. I learned to adapt. I don't know what you boys thought this was. I'm 100% certain it ain't that. If you want me to give you a pat on the back.
What's poppin', Soul Lit fam? Welcome back to the channel, man. It's your boy, Trez So Lit, baby. So look, man, we got Trevor Noah and Charlamagne the God in the building, bro. You feel me? I seen a part of this interview. I said, yo, they talking about some very good topics, and I believe you guys will enjoy it too. You feel me? I'm no cap. I swear you guys are gonna enjoy this video, bro. He makes you think outside of the box when he's speaking. He think of things that normal people just really don't recognize in their everyday life. You feel me? So I'm not gonna hold y'all, bro. We're finna get straight into this. If you're stopping by the channel, just continue to stalk me on. God, let's get into this, bro.
What's happening, brother? Now, as an immigrant, do you feel responsible to advocate for other immigrants through your company?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Americans use the term immigrant so broadly and it's interchangeable. When people say immigrants in America, a lot of the time what they're talking about is a person who comes here from Mexico. You know? People don't think of Chris.
Oh my God. I swear to God, he is so fucking right, bro. I swear to God, most people, when you hear immigrant, the first thing you think of is Mexico, and that got a lot to do with Donald Trump, but Mexicans are some of the fucking hardest workers I've ever seen in my life. Like, even in my old job, I used to beg my supervisor, yo, hire a Mexican, please. Hire a Mexican. Bro, they are some of the hardest workers, and I don't understand why society hates them or just only refers to them as immigrants. Because I live here in Miami, right? So sometimes we could be on South Beach, and we'll see the Cubans coming in from Cuba. Sometimes they make it here. And they don't refer to them as immigrants. They just, oh, Cubans. You know what I mean? So that's kind of fucked up. That's what I was saying about Trevor. He say stuff, and it makes you think, and you realize, like, oh, dang, we have been doing that. You feel me?
Hemsworth as an immigrant. So when people say immigrants in America, I've noticed that the terminology specifically refers to a certain type of person who many people perceive having a certain backstory and journey and purpose in America. But I look at everyone. Justin Bieber's an immigrant.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So Drake is an immigrant.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I don't think I've ever thought of it in that way. What I do think about when I'm creating my comedy is trying to connect to the most honest and human experience. You know, I think, you know, as people, we have a tendency to feel when it applies to us or people close to us, and as soon as we're out of the danger or out of we're in the shade, then we start going like, oh, I don't know about those people, I don't know about those people. And so for me, what I'm constantly trying to do is go, are we having an honest conversation about these people with regards to how America, treats them? And I think that's what I'm always trying to do, and it's changed in my life because I learn things, I haven't always held the views that I've held. I haven't always been informed. And I think that's what being informed is about, is like learning and unlearning, which is even harder to do.
Yeah, I feel like I'm doing more unlearning as I get older. You know what I'm saying?
Which is a good thing, because most people do it the other way around.
Yeah, they hold on to just their beliefs that they've had their whole life.
Most people are just like, I'm tired. Yeah. I'm tired of learning new shit. I'm done.
The fact that he brought up that term, unlearn and relearn, it kind of makes me believe he know who Derek Grace II is. If you guys don't know it, he's very popular. Black guy that's big on generational wealth, creating black success. His name is Derek Grace II. That's he always used that term, unlearn and relearn. So I know Charlamagne for a fact know who he is, but I think Trevor Noah may know who he is too also.
But what was the influence of media in your childhood? Like, how did that shape your perspective?
I think it depends on what media. American media played a big role in defining how I saw the world. Mm-hmm. I watched American sitcoms growing up. And what was weird in South Africa was we had all of the shows coalesced. So I didn't know that they were from different networks or they appealed to different groups. So for me, Sister was the same as, Murder, She Wrote. Like, they were all in the same vein. Wow. Yeah, like, it was in the same space. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. I wasn't like, oh, this is for a certain type of viewer and that's for a certain type of viewer.
Oh, it was all American to you.
It was just like, American. Yeah. It was just American TV.
Makes sense.
Like, when I used to watch American TV, I genuinely thought, like, the population in America was, like, 50% black, 50% white, because of how we had the shows.
Gotcha.
I was just like, it's just, this is how this world is. The black people have houses where they go upstairs. It's like, man, they're balling in America. Good times.
Oh, you never saw Good Times.
I never saw Good Times. That's funny enough. Yeah.
Now, how did growing up in South Africa shape the way you view American politics?
What's interesting about South African politics is that in many ways it has echoes of American politics, specifically with regards to our histories. We both share histories where black people have been oppressed just because of the color of their skin.
Facts.
We both have histories where black people have had to fight just to be considered equal. We also both have histories and presence where black people are now going, hey, freedom was the beginning of the journey. You know, now we need to find a way to overcome all of the implicit obstacles that have been placed in our way. So in many ways, those things are very similar across countries. What has been different for me is South Africa was a minority that was oppressing a majority, where in America it was the opposite. And so in South Africa, once power shifted, you had a world where the black government forced people to acknowledge what had happened. You know, it feels like Americans just, like, they just ended and it's like moved on. It was very much like, all right, black people can vote, now it's done. All right, black people, we can, yeah.
You know why it feels like that? I feel like not enough blacks are advocating for, you know, the majority of the blacks to be treated equally. You feel me? Like, it's just like, that's why he said it feels like that. And they kind of do, because it's just like, it's such a very small peak of people that's advocating for, you know, blacks to be treated equal, you know, getting shot by police officers, you feel me? And they not being charged when we go to court and stuff like that. It's just like, it's just so much stuff put into, go into play when it comes to this, bro. Like, he's making some very good points.
Yeah, black president, it's over now, right? Let's move on. Whereas we had to have painful and specific conversations about what was done to black people in our country. And I think that stuck with a lot of people, and that created an honest base for the country to grow from. It's not easy and it didn't fix everything, but I do think it fertilized the soil so that, like, the roots of honesty could, like, you know, dig into the ground. And I've noticed a lack of that in America, and it's because of just the way people have been educated. A lot of people are like, what are you talking about? What do you mean redlining?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What are you talking about? And you're like, you don't know this? You don't know how black people weren't able to live in certain areas? You don't know that black people weren't given access to home loans? You don't know that black people weren't given access to credit, which is how you grow your wealth in America? You don't know these things?
No, they don't know this shit. And it's so crazy that you say that. I'm so glad you spoke on that, because it's like, nowadays, bro, they would give you a home loan before they give you a loan to start a business. A business loan will be way less than a loan to buy a home. But it's like, they don't want you to create generational wealth as a black person in this country, bro. It happens, even as far as the redlining. If you live in a certain area code, when you apply for credit cards, you're gonna be declined, or you're gonna have a low balance, a low limit, daily limit, you know, that you can get because of the area that you live in. You feel me? And it's so crazy, bro. He knows about all this, bro. He's dropping some fucking gems right now. He's dropping some gems, bro.
And people genuinely don't know. And so then you understand, if they don't know that, it can affect how they perceive a problem, as opposed to them going, yeah, I see why you are in this position. It's them going, clearly you're lazy and I'm not. And so those are the biggest things. And that's what shaped, I think, how I see the politics. You know, South Africa has a similar history, but it's helped me understand why there's some of the gridlock in conversations in America.
Oh my fucking God. Listen, I don't want y'all to be here all this. It's a very long video, but if y'all want part 2, comment part 2, and I promise you, I will give y'all part 2 right away. I would not make y'all wait. It would drop within 30 minutes. I promise you, yo. So look, if you enjoyed this video, man, give it a thumbs up. Get in my comment section. Let me know what you want to see next. Until next time, man, it's your boy, Trez So Lit, baby.